Jen. Hello Jenny. So you tagged me in the Doctor Who tag and it's such a chore to do. You have no idea. I'm totally not dressed up as Pond. Okay, it was an excuse to cosplay. I mean, come on. That, and it's actually quite cold in the house, so to wear a coat is actually quite nice. So let's start with question number 1. We're going to jump in straight at the deep end here with who is your favourite Doctor? I think, judging by behind me, it's probably pretty obvious who my favourite is. My favourite is Matt Smith. Now, don't get me wrong, I adored David Tennant, loved Christopher Eccleston, the first Doctor I saw, and I really do like Peter Capaldi in the new ones. But for me, it's Matt Smith. He's just so quirky and funny and physical, and all of his body language, that he's just brilliant, and I adore him. I think when you're asked the question, who is your favourite Doctor, sort of part of you deep down thinks about your personality and who you would want to travel in space and time with, and I'd want to travel with Matt Smith because he's childish and funny and, you know, it just suits my personality more than any of the other Doctors, and yeah, he's great. What is your favourite Doctor Who story? My favourite Doctor Who story, see, this is hard because I have quite a few, but you know what, I'm going to cheat, I'm going to say a couple. The Girl in the Fireplace is, oh, I love it so much. I cried a lot when it was on, and I watched it over and over. See, this is how old I was. I was at Alison's house, my friend, and we had to videotape the episode. Videotape. I feel really old saying that. But she lent me the videotape and I watched it over and over. Yeah. But I also absolutely adore Midnight. The Doctor being stuck in that enclosed space and having to deal with the dangers and not seeing the monster. When you don't see a monster, you can't top that because it's your own imagination, and that's scarier than anything you could ever see as an animatronic or CGI. Your imagination is the best. I love that. But I also love The Big Bang too. I just think it all came together really well, and the Fez and the Pandorica and Rory the Roman. It was so cool. I have, yeah, like 3 favourites. I'm sorry. Okay, this one's an easy one for me. Who is your favourite companion? I adore Amy Pond. So cool. She's so feisty and funny, and the chemistry between her and Smith was just perfect. But also I love Amy Pond because with Amy comes Rory. Rory's just so lovely, and he dies how many times? He'd do anything for Pond, and what a lovely man. What was the first Doctor Who episode you ever saw? My first Doctor Who episode was called The End of the World and was from the 2005 reboot of the programme with Christopher Eccleston. This one. Yeah, I think I was about 11 years old. I'd heard of this programme and I missed the first episode. I missed Rose, which is saddening. But I caught the second episode and I absolutely fell in love. I mean, Lady Cassandra, the trampoline, it was just amazing, and it just had me hooked. And I watched every single episode since then. I then bought all the DVDs, watched Rose, which was nice to sort of fill in the gaps. It was such a good episode to jump in on because it was in the future, there were so many cool costumes. The tree lady, I can't remember her name, but her costume is gorgeous. Loved it. And I was hooked ever since. This one's easy. What's your favourite era or series? For me, I love Series 5 and I love the Matt Smith era. I adore the fact that Amy Pond meets the Doctor as a child. Imagine that, imagine being a child and this hero just comes into your world and just changes it all. It's just such a sweet storyline, and Series 5 is such a cool series. There's the Vincent and the Doctor, there's just so much I absolutely love. So obvious. I'm so obvious. Love a Smith. What is your favourite pre or post regeneration story? I love David Tennant's exit. Not because I wanted to see him go, trust me, I wanted him to stay at that point in time. Although I was kind of really excited about Matt Smith. But the 4 knocks. So clever. You think it's going to be the Master and it's Wilfred, and it just breaks your heart. As soon as you heard the 4 knocks, your heart just sort of, oh no, it's Wilf. And then he gets in his little cubicle thing, but before he does that, he has this massive speech. David Tennant, probably his best acting, as far as I'm concerned, was that speech before he saved Wilfred. I know the answer to all these, and I know people watching are like, oh, Smith fan. What is your favourite desktop background in the TARDIS? Mine's Smith's one, not the metallic-y one that turned into Capaldi's one. I found that one a bit grey and a bit, I don't know, it wasn't me. But the reboot TARDIS, where it was all funky looking, and suddenly you had a second layer to the TARDIS. They didn't do that with Tennant's or Eccleston's TARDIS. Colours were so bright and the desktop was so random. In the middle you had a typewriter. And finally, what is your favourite Doctor Who enemy? My favourite is the silence. That you see it, and when you turn away, you've completely forgotten. That's terrifying. You can't control that. So every time you see them, you're terrified again, because you're like, whoa, what is that? That is ugly. That is scary. That's not nice. So tall, and their hands are creepy, and their heads are horrible. Oh, I love them. They scare me, but I love them. So that's it, Jen. I've finished. I may have cheated the system a few times, but what do you expect from me? Thanks for watching. Bye!